was June 16, 1992, when a tornado traveled right here through the grounds of the Waterloo Airport and nearby subdivisions. Fortunately, no one was injured and damage was minor. More catastrophic tornadoes have struck Iowa in the past and will no doubt do so in the future. Not to be overlooked are the underrated killers such as flash floods and lightning. Preparation and education are both vital to survival, as these life-threatening weather hazards make an annual visit to Iowa. We truly must be ready for when they strike again. The day usually starts off with sunny skies and high humidity. Most Iowans are out and about enjoying what looks to be a super day. By around noon, clouds start building into the sky, which is the first visible clue that the atmosphere is unstable. As the afternoon wears on, the National Severe Storms Forecast Center in Kansas City, Missouri, monitors this instability for the possible development of severe weather. When conditions are ripe, the center will issue either a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. Word of the watch is passed along to the Weather Service office in Waterloo. As this happens, all the local agencies team up to help keep you informed on the latest weather developments.
Merlin and Tim, come on over here. They're issuing a tornado watch. It's for eastern Iowa. We better get this thing out to the public and the media. And
the tornado watch is broadcast on NOAA Weather Radio to the affected counties of northeast Iowa. For those having a specially built-in alarm feature, a toned alert will be activated before the watch is read. Meanwhile, at KWWL Channel 7, meteorologists Craig Johnson and Jeff Kennedy look the situation over and are prepared for the worst. The watch box is prepared for an on-air broadcast by way of colorized computer graphics. With severe weather a potential threat to Black Hawk County, Ralph Robb makes a call to the Civil Defense Director, Gary Blair.
Yeah, Gary, this is Ralph out at the Weather Office. Did you get a hard copy on that tornado watch?
Yeah, Ralph, I just got it in on the teletype now, so go ahead. What do you got?
We got thunderstorm development up around Mason City there. The storms are dropping southeast quite rapidly, and we need some spotters.
They're on standby right now.
Severe weather operations are now in full swing at the Civil Defense. At the Weather Service office, a watchful eye is staying close to the radar as some fairly strong storms are about to enter northwest Black Hawk County.
Ralph, I think you better come in here and look at this cell.
What's that thing doing there, Merlin?
Well, right now it's sitting in the southeast Butler County. We do have a warning out for a thunderstorm in that area. This cell just started to move into northwest Black Hawk County. I think we better do something about this, think about getting a warning out for it.
What kind are we going to issue? That thing really looks bad.
Well, yeah, it does, and we got a signature there, the possibility of a funnel cloud or a tornado starting to form.
Okay, well,
Gary Blair receives a critical report from one of his spotters that's been monitoring these storms.
Right? Okay, I'll call Weather Service right away. Thank you.
This report is then immediately relayed to the National Weather Service.
National Weather Service may help you. Yeah, Gary, what you got?
Got a spotter's report of a tornado on the ground in Finchford.
And the movement of that?
Southeast at 30 miles an hour.
Okay, we're going to be coming out with a warning right away on it. Thank you. Ralph?
what do we got, Merlin?
That was Gary Blair. He's got a tornado on the ground at Finchford, moving to the southeast. I think we better go to the warning right away for the metro area.
Okay, I'll have him.
Within seconds, the outdoor warning system is put into action. At this point, the indoor warning system is activated. Word of the approaching tornado is passed along by way of a special radio frequency to various local businesses, hospitals, schools, nursing homes, and other buildings occupied by many people. The warning is then typed up on a computer and sent out to the media. At Channel 7, the warning is received on the weather wire. A special graphic is prepared to highlight the warning for a television broadcast on KWWL Channel 7. It will also be announced on FM radio stations KOEL and KKRQ. The Weather Service transmits the warning by way of NOAA Weather Radio to all the counties in the WXL 94 listening area.
Following location in northeast Iowa.
Did you know that at any one time there are as many as 2,000 thunderstorms occurring somewhere throughout the world? But the most severe are right here in the land in which we live. Tornadoes can occur at any time and in any place, with the prime area being east of the Rockies. Tornado activity peaks in the Gulf coastal states and Ohio Valley in April, and then shifts into the central and southern plains in May. In June and July, tornadoes occur most often in the northern plains, Great Lakes, and the Northeast. The worst single tornado in our country's history was the famous Tri-State Tornado, which occurred on March 18, 1925. It stayed on the ground for 219 miles, leaving 695 people dead and 11,000 homeless as it traveled through Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. The most memorable outbreak of tornadoes occurred on April 3rd and 4th back in 1974. 148 tornadoes traveled through 12 states, leaving 309 dead, injuring over 5,000, and causing $600 million in property damage. Over the last 20 years, Iowa has averaged 38 tornadoes per year. 1990 was a record year with 71 twisters. However, no one was killed and only 17 were injured. In fact, the last tornado fatality was back in April of 1986.
But if you look at actual tornado frequency per 10,000 square miles, you find that Iowa is number 4 in the nation. And that does show we have a very big concern for severe weather.
We often hear the term severe thunderstorm. What separates a severe thunderstorm apart from your average run-of-the-mill thunderstorm? If a thunderstorm contains 3/4 inch hail or larger, winds in excess of 58 miles an hour, or funnel clouds or tornadoes, then it is by definition a severe thunderstorm. A number of ingredients must come together for severe thunderstorms and tornadoes to occur. Moisture flowing north from the Gulf of Mexico acts as the fuel for thunderstorms. Oftentimes you will hear the term dew point. This is used to quantify the amount of moisture in the air. A dew point of 55 or greater is a good indicator that enough moisture is present for the development of severe thunderstorms. As a low-pressure system moves into the moist environment, it acts to lift the air, which leads to the initiation of thunderstorms. The most severe storms erupt when a jet stream at high altitudes overrides the moisture and cyclone, acting to lift the air violently, causing the storms to grow to mammoth proportions. It is this scenario that can oftentimes result in the production of some of the strongest tornadoes. As thunderstorms approach, the sky grows dark, and ominous-looking clouds appear on the leading edge. These low, oftentimes churning or rolling-looking clouds are not dangerous in and of themselves. They do, however, rotate on a horizontal axis from time to time. These are not tornadoes, nor do they produce tornadoes. More importantly, as these clouds pass a given area, winds can exceed 50 miles per hour and in some cases be as high as 100 miles per hour or more. The best way to estimate the speed of strong winds is to assess the resulting damage. After the leading low clouds pass, there will be a period of heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. The more severe storms can move at 50 miles per hour, so the duration of rainfall may be quite short. Located in the wake of the rain is the hail-producing part of the storm. You can estimate the size of hail by using these comparisons. Remember, 3/4 inch size hail constitutes a severe thunderstorm. If hail occurs at your location, then you are in the most dangerous part of the storm. The area where a tornado might develop is very nearby and would form from a rain-free lowering of the cloud base. This is a wall cloud and is usually at the southwest portion of the storm, and you can oftentimes see daylight as you look toward this feature, as it is found at the rear end of the storm. Notice how the rain is occurring in the far right or front portion of the storm, while the wall cloud is silhouetted against sunlight on the left or the rear of the storm. The wall cloud has to be monitored carefully, for if it begins to rotate, then a tornado may drop out of this feature within a matter of minutes. Here's a good example showing the rear location of the tornado within the storm. Note the sunlight and rainbow. These clouds are oftentimes mistaken for tornadoes. They represent an area of severe turbulence to pilots, but to the ground observer are not dangerous. A distant rain shaft can take the appearance of a tornado. Careful examination of this will show that it is not rotating, therefore not a tornado. You may see some fragmented low clouds while it is raining, and they can at times appear to swirl with differing air currents, but these are not dangerous, nor are they tornadoes. It can't be emphasized enough that the factor determining the presence of a funnel cloud or tornado is a vertically rotating wall cloud. This diagram puts it all into perspective. As the thunderstorm moves from left to right, you have the heavy rain, hail, and then the tornado. Would you know what to do if you found yourself in the path of a tornado while driving your car? The car is the absolute worst place you can be during a tornado. It offers no protection whatsoever. Cars are hurled like toothpicks, and the result is most often fatal to the stranded occupants. Ideally, a nearby building or solid structure would be the best place to be, but if there are none around, don't try to outrun the tornado. Get out of your car immediately and find a low spot such as a ditch or ravine. Create the lowest profile possible while covering your head. A bridge can offer more than adequate protection from a tornado. If you are in the vicinity of an overpass, park your car and take shelter. Once again, remember to cover your head. Historical accounts have shown that doing this can save your life. This is dramatic footage shot by a news team from Wichita that became caught right in the path of harm's way.
Watch faster, Greg. Sketching us. You gotta go, buddy. You gotta really go. You gotta blaze, buddy.
Get up under the girders. Is that where we want to go? Yes. Underneath the girders. Roll it, Ted. It's coming at us. Roll. Don't worry about it. Hang on.
If you are at home, stay alert to the latest weather developments and be prepared to take action should a warning be issued. It is a good idea to have a weather radio with a specially built-in alarm feature. The best place to go during a tornado is the basement. Try and get under something sturdy such as a stairwell. Protect yourself from flying debris by wrapping yourself in a blanket. If you have an old mattress lying around, use that as well. If your home doesn't have a basement, go to an interior closet or bathroom. Remember, in either case, make sure your head is shielded from potential flying debris. Getting under a table could offer you suitable protection, but with a window nearby, this would be strongly discouraged. Flying glass is a killer. Mobile homes offer absolutely no protection from a tornado. Best advice is to get out and move to your park's designated shelter area. One of the more underrated killers is flash flooding. This has been the deadliest weather feature in Iowa so far in the 1990s. 6 people have died in the first 2 years of the decade. Flash flooding in Iowa most often occurs at night when many are asleep and the dangers of flooding are obscured by darkness. People that live in flood-prone areas should remain alert during nights when heavy rains are expected. Always know the elevation and flood history of your property or campsite in relation to nearby streams. Plan in advance where you should go if water levels rise. Never drive on a road or bridge covered by flowing floodwaters. It only takes 2 feet of water to send even large cars floating downstream. In this video, daring rescuers come to the aid of a stranded motorist and his child. Many of us underestimate the lightning bolt, but looking at the history books, it is something we truly should not overlook. In the last 20 years, 32 Iowans have lost their lives from lightning, which is higher than that of tornadoes and a little more than 3 times the killer than flash floods. The best course of action to ensure your safety is to get inside a home, a large building, or an automobile. Use the phone only if it's absolutely necessary. A golf course has proven to be deadly when it comes to lightning. If you are golfing and a storm is approaching, go to the nearest shelter. Take off your golf shoes and stay away from motorized golf carts. If you are caught out in the open, stay away from tall isolated objects such as trees. Try and get to the lowest place possible, such as a ravine. Stay away from open water, metal farm equipment, motorcycles, clotheslines, and metal pipes. If you are in a group of people, say watching a golf tournament or on a camping trip, spread out and stay several yards apart. If you are caught in the open and feel your hair stand on end, lightning may be about to strike. Assume a crouched position, having as little contact as possible with the ground. Do not lie flat. Current radars within the National Weather Service use technology dating back to World War II. These can detect only 5% of all tornadoes. A new and much improved radar system has been developed, which measures not only the precipitation within a storm, but also the wind flow. The next generation weather radar, the WSR-88D, will take us into the 21st century.
And what it does is it'll measure whether those raindrops or snowflakes are either coming towards the radar or away from the radar. So it's determining motion of rain or snow inside the thunderstorm or the cloud. And by doing that, we can tell a lot of different things. But the most important thing is wind speed and direction. And what we're looking for, obviously, in severe weather is if we're having a spinning motion associated with the initial formation of a tornado. So in severe weather, that's what we're looking at.
In addition, a new computerized weather observing system will be deployed. This is called ASOS, for Automated Surface Observation System.
This will be installed across the state of Iowa as well as the entire nation within the next few years. Now, it sounds like a fairly simple system, something to measure temperature, rainfall, winds, but actually for over 150 years, we've had a human weather observer actually going outside, looking at the sky, taking weather readings from instruments, and over the next couple of years, I think we will see further benefits. One of the obvious benefits is that a weather observer does not stand outside 24 hours a day. He might go out once an hour or several times an hour to see what is happening, whereas a computer can take weather observations almost continuously. It's almost impossible to have someone at every single city or every single location. We have very sparse reporting observation locations right now. With ASOS, we'll have more locations, not just here in Iowa and surrounding states as well.
Along with the upgrade in radar and observing technology, meteorologists will have a super workstation called AWIPS that will greatly improve forecasting capabilities.
So what AWIPS will do, and that stands for Advanced Weather Interactive Processing System, what that system will do will tie everything together. It'll tie satellite data, it'll tie radar data, it'll tie surface observation data, and all of our other data that we use. It'll tie it all together so that the meteorologist can make more sense of this tremendous amount of data that is going past him.
This high-tech equipment heads what the National Weather Service is calling modernization, and modernization is coming to Iowa. There are presently 4 offices within the state that issue warnings for Iowa's counties. These are located in Des Moines, Waterloo, Sioux City, and Dubuque. As you can see by the color shade, each office is responsible for a portion of Iowa. A few Iowa counties are covered by offices in adjacent states. These are located in Omaha, Sioux Falls, and Moline. This is all going to change, though, and change is definitely in the wind at the state's main forecast office in Des Moines. A move to the new modernized office will be coming up in June.
Anchoring one of these offices we plan on reducing some of the other offices that will not be getting Doppler weather radars. And I think what we'll see over a prolonged period of time is that where there's a Doppler radar system, those offices will be expanding, increasing the technology, and picking up greater areas as this technology is implemented.
As part of modernization, offices in adjacent states to Iowa will receive the same state-of-the-art equipment and assist Des Moines in the warning responsibilities of Iowa's counties. In and around Iowa, the timetable for installation of these radars will be as follows. Des Moines will be up October of 1993. Sioux Falls goes into operation November of 93. In May of 1994, Omaha will have their Doppler. Minneapolis in July of 94. The Quad Cities, November of 94. And finally, La Crosse goes into service October of 1995. The forecast and warning responsibility will shift to the Doppler radar sites. La Crosse will cover northeast Iowa. Davenport-Moline will oversee the east central and southeast sections of the state. Central Iowa will belong to the Des Moines office. Sioux Falls will inherit northwest Iowa, while Omaha monitors the southwest sections of the Hawkeye State. As these new modernized offices become fully operational, the smaller offices as we know them will close.
Once everything is in, once it's tested, once we have training of the staff, and once it's commissioned, which will take many years to do all this, at that point we can begin to shift the function to these new warning forecast offices. And I think that'll be at least the mid-1990s, the 96 or 97 frame, before we can really begin to see that transfer begin to take place.
The closure of these smaller offices will mean absolutely no loss of service to the communities involved.
One of the most important factors that I have to look at before I can certify a system is that the service that we're providing to one of these communities, Waterloo, Sioux City, or Dubuque, is at least the same after we would reduce an office as it was before. We have to at least have the same amount of service, and once again, I think we'll have better service.
We are heading for the 21st century with a new wave of forecasting capabilities. It's a time for renewal and a time of positive change. But through it all, we are still going to need trained weather spotters. This will never change, as no man-made machinery can ever replace the human observer's view of nature.